All right, Meta, the Meat Man. What do you got?
You know what? I'm gonna bring you the spooky, scary topic for this week.
Skeletons?
Yeah, skeletons. You gotta prep for the skeleton war, guys. Have you got your skeleton warning lights? Because you need to make sure that you are aware of all skeleton-based things. Right.
I think they're coming from the inside.
I have my channel divinity.
You have to be careful. There might be a skeleton inside of you right now.
I'm gonna turn undead. Oh no!
It's too late, Obs. It's already
They've infiltrated me.
So obviously it's Spooktober. And you gotta keep up scary theme stuff. I mean,
like pumpkin spice. That's horrifying.
God, yeah, that's terrifying and everything. That shows up everywhere. I'm sorry, but like, maybe we've gone a little bit too far with pumpkin spice. I just have on the counter right now a box of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes pumpkin spice.
So you're part of the problem.
No, it wasn't me who bought it. It was not me who bought it, so I am safe. I'm not a part of the problem. I would have vetoed it had it been brought to the council. It was not.
There was my friend last year bought a weird thing, some kind of pumpkin spice. I don't know what kind of alcohol it was. It was disgusting, though.
Like, I get it. Pumpkin spice is great. Everybody loves pumpkin spice. It's so amazing, but it doesn't need to be in everything.
I mean... Clearly, some people think it does.
Yeah, clearly some people
like your better half.
Actually, like, to be serious, I do like pumpkin spice. I don't really care that it's everywhere. I will always ride the wave of jokes that are made about pumpkin spice being everywhere, though, because I love being on that kind of joke wave. But I don't mind it too much. If there's something seasonal that comes around, it's kind of nice that it's celebrated by so many people. And I'll be frank, I do love pumpkin pie, so if I can have that in more flavors.
Let's Spookvember.
let's Spookvember. It's just pumpkin pie Vember. But yeah, so that shows up in everything. But it is also time for other things to show up, like scary movies. Yeah. Because obviously it's October. You gotta have scary movies. You've gotta have, and I'm not talking like scary movies that are truly trying to be scary. I'm talking about like cheesy ones. You need to love those cheesy ones. That is quite literally an old one, Cleric. I don't know why I said that. But I mean, like, you got like, if you like, last year, I think it was actually last year, quite literally, I talked about in our November podcast because it was after The Babysitter, which was a horror movie that had come out for, October and Halloween and whatnot. I thought it was great. Cheesy as crap. It was very clearly designed to be it was very clearly designed to be like a joke in and of itself. I love it.
Kind of campy.
Yeah, very campy. Absolutely loved it. And obviously we've got, a couple more coming out this month. I think there's Hellfest or I think it's called like Hellfair or something like that. We've got the new Michael Myers,
which I heard was actually not bad.
Was it? Oh, good. That's good to hear.
For a soft
and obviously there's a couple more out there that I can't remember the names of off the top of my head, so I'm not gonna try. So there's a lot of movies out there that are obviously Halloween based. They're very spooky, scary. Some campier than others, obviously. But there's no way you can go through life without seeing at least one scary movie. It's just not possible. Everybody wants to see at least one. Whether it's super campy or takes itself a little seriously, you got to see one. So for you guys, what is your favorite scary movie and why? Now, you can't choose. I mean, you can choose from a series, but I would prefer you pick your favorite one in a series if it has one. So if you're talking like the Freddy or Jason, you got to choose like your favorite one in it. And not to say the whole series is great, because I mean, that's fighting words to some people. But yeah, no, seriously, like, what is your favorite scary movie? And if there's no one that you can really find a favorite of, I'm gonna say you're copping out on me. And do you have like actually a preference of
Mao?
Look at you, Mao. Is there a certain style of scary movie you like more? Do you like the ones that are a little bit more actually trying to scare you, or do you like ones that are a little bit more campy and kind of make fun of the whole thing?
Paranormal Activity, brah. No, not Paranormal Activity.
I was like, don't lie to me.
I I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but the witch is amazing. I think it's the perfect Halloween spooky scary movie. It's got all the great atmosphere. It's slow, lots of long shots and open spaces. It's a period piece set in pre-colonial, or I believe it's pre-America. It's like the 1600s, I think. And
I remember you talking about this one.
Yeah, it's so good. But yeah, family goes out in the woods. One of their spoilers for something that happens in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. Their newborn child, this family, gets kidnapped by a witch while the older sister is watching her, and you watch the family slowly descend into madness. It's really not about a witch. It's more about the family going insane and not being in civilization and stuff. Like it's kind of about how horrifying it is being out on your own alone in a way. So it's great. The old classic franchise movie, because I've talked about The Witch before, I want to talk about something different. Friday the 13th, or no, not Friday the 13th. I don't know. I always confuse these. Nightmare on Elm Street. I have. He said don't do this. I have the one that's not scary. That's my actual favorite, Dream Warriors. Just because it's complete. It's not scary at all. It's just complete cheese. It's kids in a mental asylum, and it's the Dream Warriors. It has a cheesy Dawkins song in it that's amazing, and the kids basically like try to fight. There's scenes where they like become badasses because they're like, we're in a dream, we can like lucid dream and fight Freddy Krueger, and it goes bad for them. But there's like one kid who wants to be a wizard, so he becomes a wizard and like shoots them with lightning. One of the girls wants to be like a badass assassin and fights them and all that kind of stuff. I just love it because it's cheesy and hilarious, and I love the Nightmare on Elm Streets just because of Freddy, because his clips are hilarious. And but actual scary Nightmare on Elm Street movie, I really like New Nightmare, which a lot of people are iffy on, but it's cool because it's the person who played the main character in the first movie. It's a movie about her filming a new movie. It's a weird meta commentary kind of movie thing. She's making a new movie, and there's like a different Freddy Krueger that's actually going after the actress who played the person in the first movie. And there's the original Friday, or the original Nightmare on Elm Street movie within that movie. So it's kind of insane. It's actually pretty good. So I'll go with those.
Movie.
I mean, those are good ones to choose from. I'm surprised that Halloween really is not Halloween. The Witch is like your de facto favorite, though.
It's amazing. It's the best horror movie I've seen in a long time. Because a lot of horror movies are jump scares and stuff now, and I'm not all about that trend.
Yeah, I don't
want to Google best horror movies. It is it is across the top as number.
It has a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, so
watch it. Watch it, Meta. Watch it. It's amazing. It's on Netflix.
I'm sure I can get Lily to watch it with me because she loves horror movies.
It legitimately scared me.
I have to say, it's kind of hard for me to choose, but I think I'm gonna really have to go with, and I know it's a fan favorite, but I think I'm gonna have to go with Hocus Pocus. It's just clearly the best.
I was not expecting that answer, but
I'm lying. It's actually.
I was gonna say I'm not arguing with you.
It's got 3 witches. It's more witches than The Witch.
Yeah, yeah. There's only one witch in that.
No. I mean, I don't want to cop out, but I really did like The Babysitter. But I'm not gonna do that one again because that was a really good one. I have to say, and I mean, I guess you'll have to judge it for yourself. I really, really enjoy either the original Alien or
the Cabin. Alien.
Yeah, or the Cabin in
the Woods is amazing too.
Yeah. And
it's such a love letter, man. It's a love letter.
That's what makes it so great because in the movie, Like I like the story. I don't know if I've told the story or not for it, but when I originally watched Cabin in the Woods, Lily actually got me to watch it because I was like, I'm just not a big fan generally of horror movies. It's not that I get scared of them or whatnot. I actually get, and it's not really any better. I get angry because I don't like how the fact that characters are generally kind of dumbed down a lot
Yeah.
for the movies, and it frustrates me to no end because I'm like, why can't you just write a movie where the characters are smart and are doing the right things?
I am
but
so
still
much on
getting
that
screwed?
hate. I agree with you 100% on that. Like,
It just kills me, and I don't know why that's so frustrating for me. But so the first opening to Cabin in the Woods, when we first started with it, I was very frustrated when I first started watching it because there were obviously it was obviously making a love letter, and they were making fun of the things, how it was all set up to make them be idiots and whatnot. But it still frustrated me. But then you get to that second half of the movie, the kind of the twist to it, which I don't know if this really spoils it anymore. But when they finally, I'm gonna ruin it. So, but when they finally go and it turns and they go inside the compound and they find out about everything for it, it becomes amazing, so much better. I absolutely fell in love with the movie once that was done. I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
And that changed it on my head for me and everything. But I give them props for the first half of the movie when they truly are there. It does get pretty creepy at times. They do a wonderful job of.
They dropped the ball.
They drop the ball. They do a wonderful job of getting that atmospheric horror and whatnot. And it's almost kind of compounded by the fact that the characters aren't simply stupid for the sake of stupid. They're being manipulated by other people and drugs and other things to get them to act stupid so that they can follow a set pattern.
Yeah, the mist that comes through the vents or whatever that makes them literally make the wrong choices.
Yes, and I mean the fact that they've done all this pre-prepping and whatnot, that they specifically like spiked the blonde the hair for the hair dye for the one girl, so that it actually causes her mind to actually be slow on the upkeep of things, which causes her to become the dumb blonde, as it is like a trope.
Yeah,
I liked that stuff. That was very fun to see when it did crop up, and I absolutely love the movie. It's probably gonna be my favorite over Alien, just because it is also a love letter to scary movies in and of itself. But by God, is Alien well done?
Alien is great.
So
a lot of people like Aliens 2 the most in that series. I actually don't like Aliens 2 a lot. I like Alien, the original Alien. I want another Alien horror movie.
Alien was great because of what it was. Although Alien 2 gave us some fantastic lines, so you cannot deny that honor to it. But yeah, I would say definitely Cabin in the Woods. I know the second half, like I know it isn't in a much of a comedy sometimes as it is a horror movie, but there really were well done things about it that made it a good scary movie, while also being something different that you see.
The Japanese girls that defeated their monster
by singing a song,
yeah,
that was
holding
great.
Hands and chanting around it.
It was great. The funniest part about that at the end of the movie is quite literally the fact that it still ends on like a kind of a classic horror trope where the evil creature wins. So it was pretty good. What about you, Mao or Tets?
Well, I can go since Cabin in the Woods is probably the closest thing for me.
I imagine that'd be a lot of people's answer too.
Just because. Well, I mean, I don't have the breadth of.
You're not a horror connoisseur,
right? I just don't watch them. Closest thing I watch is horror comedy. So I've got the
that counts. In my book,
like Zombieland.
Zombieland's hilarious.
That is a pretty funny movie. Yeah.
Army of the
Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Yeah. The Evil Dead and Army of Dead and all those.
Those are good. But those are good.
Those are great.
I mean, out of all of those, I think my favorite is just Zombieland. But just because of the comedy is just great.
Yeah.
I mean, it technically is a love letter as well.
Yeah, to zombie movies.
Yeah.
It's right at the heart of the zombie craze, kind of.
Yeah,
it really was.
I expect. Yeah, the sequel's probably gonna suck.
I didn't even know they were doing a sequel.
Yeah, they are doing a
Starts
sequel.
filming in January.
Like 10 years later, almost.
I'm surprised they are.
They got
doing
all
a
the
sequel
original
for it.
actors, and actresses. and
Woody
everything,
Harrelson
so-
in it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I'm just surprised they're doing a second one because I mean, it kind of. I don't know. Does it need a sequel?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, originally it was also going to have a TV show focused on a
Wow.
different group of people, but yeah, I guess it never picked up. I think it may have even originally was going to be a TV show, but it got picked up as a movie.
they got Emma Stone too.
As far as I know. I mean, I think nearly all of them have been nominated for an Oscar since Zombieland.
Fair enough.
But they've all.
Yeah, because the one guy was in The Social Network, wasn't he?
Yeah.
The real question is, did they get Bill Murray?
That might be tricky.
Yeah, he's a big
Really write
grumpy
him into
now.
the story. But yes, Cabin in the Woods is great, just like Meta said. It's probably the closest thing to a scary movie that I would enjoy, I guess. But again, it's mostly just for the comedy. They really, they just set up a lot of it so well. Like the bird flying in to the the invisible wall or whatever
Yes.
near the start or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's long enough so that you forget about it. So when Thor, what's his face, Chris
Hemsworth.
Yeah, when he goes off to be heroic and whatever, the
Yeah, he just crashes into the wall.
Do it. You've forgotten, but
Yeah, you're like, oh no.
good.
Oh, that was such a good scene because I mean they did wonderful building that up too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, beautiful. Just cut right out from underneath them.
But yeah. I mean, what about you, Tats? I'm sure you've seen actual scary movies and enjoy them.
I've seen a few, but honestly, I'm not a big horror movie fan. I'm not big on jump scares, and I'm not big on gore, so that cuts out like 90% of them.
But you love Call of Cthulhu. That's all about horror.
See, no. See, that's the thing. I love the creeping horror, the things that make you question everything you're seeing, and that existential dread in the back of your mind that you don't even know you're questioning. That's the kind of horror I'm gonna watch. Like, I don't know.
You'd probably like the genre basement horror, as I've heard it called affectionately, where the purpose of that horror is to be like the long con. It's all very slow build up and whatnot, and generally doesn't it's not jumpy or scary. Eventually, it takes time for things to get there. You'd probably be a bigger fan of that because things slowly start to compound upon one another until eventually it explodes, either at the climax or the end of the movie.
Have you seen The Mist?
I love The Mist too.
The Mist is good.
I just like Thomas Jane.
I'll be honest, so a lot of the ones that I was going to list, actually Mal talked about, Zombieland, Shaun of the Dead, Army of Darkness.
I mean, those can be, ones that you like. Because, to be fair, Shaun of the Dead, while it is in itself a comedy, gets pretty dark and serious at times.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some strong scenes in there.
You should watch The Void, Tats.
I think.
Oh, God.
It's almost more sci-fi than horror, probably.
It
but
is.
I like sci-fi horror a lot. Like, I know
you roboted out, buddy.
I love sci-fi as hell. Sci-fi horror as hell, which is funny that I roboted when I was
The robots have claimed him.
Yes, humans.
Wow.
I too like horror movies.
I was trying to say I like sci-fi horror, but apparently sci-fi likes me enough to roboticize me.
Yeah.
Roboticize you? What is this,
You become
Robotic
one
and
with the
Sonic or
sci-fi.
something?
Yeah, but I mean, like one that I really enjoyed, despite I know it's a bad movie, was actually the Doom movie with The Rock.
Oh,
It was awful.
God!
I enjoyed it because it was awful.
Oh, God.
That was an awful.
That was an
I don't
awful
even
movie.
remember
But
that movie.
the best line of that whole movie is literally when The Rock likes, I'm not supposed to die before he gets dragged away.
Yes,
That is the absolute best twist in the.
Because
I
you're
will give
expecting
it.
him to be Doom guy. And
Yes,
he's
you
not.
are. He doesn't. Like, it's actually kind of funny. I actually thought that was probably like the only really good part about the movie. Was the
Yeah.
fact that like it made literally fun of the fact that like it's got The Rock. He's on the cover. He's literally seen as like the main character. He's followed around all the time. And then it turns out he's not really the guy that you're supposed to be focusing on. I just thought that was like, okay,
Yep.
I'll give them props. That was a good point.
Yep. But so to talk about a different movie, I guess that maybe flavor of movie. There's one that I've only seen it like once. I need to go back and watch it again because it was pretty entertaining when I saw it. Maybe it was the circumstances that have made it so positive in my mind. But the movie's called Dead Snow, and I think it's a Swedish horror movie or Norwegian or something. Dead Snow. And it's about these kids who go to this cabin in the Alps for their winter break.
Oh my
and
god.
They come across a bunch of stolen Nazi gold, and the Nazi zombies come to take the gold back.
Yes!
And it is hilarious.
Why didn't they just get it before the kids found it?
Because there was a curse on it or something. I don't fully
Could be
remember.
no movie, Mel.
Isn't this the movie where like one of the kids dual wields chainsaws or something?
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
This is that movie.
Oh
And
my god, this movie is amazing. It's campy as crap, but
there's
it's
like a 5-minute scene where they're on like trying to run from this bunch of the zombies on a snowmobile, and they're like making like this chain of zombies riding on the back of the snowmobile, trying to like climb up each other to get the guys driving the snowmobile.
That's
Like
great.
it is ridiculous.
I'm gonna recommend Mandy to you guys too. It's not a horror movie, but it's just amazing. It's Nicolas Cage. I'll probably be talking about that in the year review thing in December.
But then another one that I this is actually my Halloween go-to movie that we watch every year for Halloween. It's an anime, actually a CGI anime called Kakurembo.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that.
Oh, what is that? I've never heard of it.
It's
Hide and seek.
Yeah, it's hide and seek. So the story is that in the middle of city, if you want to play like a really big hide and seek game, you can go and play. And there's rumors that demons come out. Ha ha ha! Well, come to find out, there actually is, and they like harvest the kids to power the city, essentially. And so the kids are like trying to run from these demons that are now hunting them. And yeah, hide and go seek.
Wow. That's a hardcore game of hide and go seek. If you get sucked out, you lose.
Yep. And you have like
you die in the
demons
game,
are named,
you
like,
die in real life.
like the demons are like named like the blood taker, the liver taker, the kidney taker. Like it's like, oh man,
wow, those names are really on point, right on the nose. Actually, you know what? You made mention of this, Obs, but The Mist. I don't think all of the movie's considered all that great, although the ending has a
The
wonderful
ending is
twist.
amazing. It's way better than the novel's ending.
Even Stephen King says that.
Yeah, the ending was amazing. Oh god, it was so good. But I actually like that movie mostly for the creatures. The creatures are awesome.
Very Lovecraftian.
Yes, God.
Oh, related Lovecraftian movies that because I need to see The Mist. It's actually one I've wanted to see. And another one that I've been told is it's recent, Annihilation.
Annihilation.
I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with it.
Apparently, it's like almost cut and paste The Color Out of Space from Lovecraft.
Really?
It had Natalie Portman and who else?
Oh, that movie,
It's
the recent
it's
one.
2018. That just came out this year.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's recent. Yeah.
It's really good.
I didn't even know this was a thing. What?
I
So
forgot
like, what
that
is it
was the name of the
about?
movie.
Like, what is it about?
Well, Obs, you saw it, right?
Yeah, she's a biologist or some kind of scientist. They're basically a giant biodome. Weird biodome. Pauly Shore's there. A giant like dome appears out of nowhere, and they go to investigate it because weird supernatural things are happening inside. I think her husband went in there, and he hasn't come back, or he came back and he's different. So she's trying to find out what's going on, and weird stuff happens while they're in there. And that's about all you can say without spoiling it. Yeah.
It's called The Shimmer, and there's if you've read Color Out of Space, you like it's not overt, and at the same time it's overt, referencing The Color Out of Space. It's really interesting in how they've done it, based off of from what I read.
Wow.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Man.
It's good.
I'm gonna have to pick it up then again with Lily because that's just her jam. No, I can't watch this. I
It
cannot watch
has Poe
this.
Dameron in it.
Poe Dameron.
I just call him Poe Dameron.
I remembered I got one for my favorite.
All right.
Pitch
Lay it on
Black.
us.
Oh, there you go.
Pitch Black. I don't think I've actually
the
heard
first Riddick movie.
Yeah.
Oh, still haven't heard of it.
What?
The Chronicles
Yeah,
of
I
Riddick.
actually haven't even watched the Riddick series in general.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's Riddick. It's Vin Diesel, and he's his character Riddick is being transported to prison from a spacecraft, and they they crash down onto this planet that seems to be empty, except
it's not.
as night comes and they start being attacked by these aliens. I mean, yeah, it's very
Mhm.
alien-esque and whatnot.
Hey, you know what? Aliens aren't a bad thing to do.
Here's a movie that's probably not intended to be scary, but it scared the crap out of me. Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
Yeah,
I don't know that
it's also got Poe Dameron in it and Donald Gleason. It's about a robot.
Oh, yeah.
That's they're training to be human.
Yeah,
Yes.
that one's
And
very creepy.
AI
from
scares
what I've
me. So
This is the one where I believe it's got that CEO and he's working with a tech individual.
they do the whatever test. I can't remember the name of it. They're trying to test this robot. Yeah, so it's really good. It's also horrifying, but
that is certainly something.
so yeah.
Yeah, that's these are good choices of movies. So
Watch
I
The
would
Witch.
say-
You will love it. You will love it.
I'll-
You'll love it.
I have
You'll
to-
love it. It's on
Well,
Netflix.
I've apparently got a couple now. I have what you calls it? Not I have Annihilation. Death Snow I'll actually have to see. I've never actually seen it, but I know so many scenes from because it popped up so often, came out. But I have a couple movies to see now, so that's good.
All right.
Next week we'll have to remember to ask what's everybody's favorite horror game.
That's true. That would be another good follow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.